Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a story that proves it's never, ever too late to chase your dreams. We're talking about a man who faced rejection not once, not twice, but over 1,000 times before finally hitting it big. And he did it all at an age when most people are thinking about retirement. This is the incredible story of Colonel Harland Sanders, the founder of KFC, who was Harland Sanders before he became the iconic Colonel. Well, his life was far from easy. Born in 1890 in Indiana, he had to grow up fast. His father passed away when he was just 5 years old, and as the oldest son, he had to help his mother take care of his younger siblings. While his mom was out working, young Harland was in the kitchen, learning to cook. By the age of 7, he was already a decent cook, mastering regional dishes. This early experience in the kitchen planted a seed, but it would take decades for it to truly blossom. As a young man, Sanders was a rolling stone. He tried his hand at just about everything. He worked as a farmhand, a streetcar conductor, a railroad fireman, and even sold insurance. He studied law by correspondence and practiced for a short time, until a courtroom brawl with his own client ended that career path. He even started a ferryboat company, and a company that made acetylene lamps. Some of these ventures saw a little success, others failed completely. It was a life of constant hustle, a series of ups and downs, with more downs than ups. He was always searching for his big break, but it seemed to elude him at every turn. Finally, in his 40s, things started to look up. Sanders was running a motel and a cafe in Corbin, Kentucky. It was here that he began perfecting the fried chicken recipe that would one day make him famous. People loved his chicken. It wasn't just any fried chicken. It was cooked in a pressure cooker, which kept it juicy and flavorful, and it was seasoned with his secret blend of 11 herbs and spices. His little cafe became so popular that the governor of Kentucky gave him the honorary title of colonel. Things were going well. He was a local success story. But then, disaster struck. A new interstate highway was built, bypassing his town and his cafe. Almost overnight, his bustling business dried up. He was forced to sell everything at a loss. At 65 years old, Harland Sanders was broke. His only income was a Social Security check for about $100 a month. For many, this would have been the end of the road. An age for retirement, a time to give up. But for Colonel Sanders, it was just the beginning of his real journey. He looked at his situation. He was old, he was broke, but he had two things, his pressure cooker and his secret recipe. He thought, if people loved my chicken so much in Corbin, maybe other restaurants would want to sell it. So, he packed his car with his cooking gear and that precious spice blend and hit the road. His plan was simple. He would go to restaurants, cook his chicken for the owner and their staff, and if they liked it, he would make a deal. He wouldn't ask for money up front. Instead, he proposed a franchise model where he would earn a nickel for every piece of chicken they sold using his recipe. Now imagine this. A 65-year-old man in a white suit and a string tie, driving from town to town, sleeping in his car, knocking on the doors of restaurants. What do you think the reaction was? Rejection. Over and over and over again. Restaurant owners were skeptical. Why would I pay you for a chicken recipe when I have my own? They'd ask. He heard no so many times he lost count. Some say he was rejected 1,009 times before he got his first yes. Think about that for a second. Over 1,000 rejections. How many of us would have given up after 10, or 20, or 100? But the colonel was relentless. He believed in his product. He knew how good his chicken was, and that belief fueled his persistence. Finally, a man named Pete Harmon, in Salt Lake City, Utah, took a chance on him. Harmon's restaurant became the first Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise. The chicken was a massive hit. Soon, word started to spread. Other restaurant owners saw the success and wanted in. One yes led to another, and then another. By 1964, just under a decade after he started franchising, there were over 600 KFC locations across the United States and Canada. Colonel Sanders had built a nationwide empire from the back of his car. He was 74 years old and had become a millionaire. He sold the American part of the company but remained the face of the brand, a living, breathing symbol of quality and down-home cooking. He traveled hundreds of thousands of miles a year visiting KFC restaurants, ensuring the quality never slipped. He was more than just a mascot. He was the heart and soul of the company he built from nothing. The story of Colonel Sanders is so much more than just the story of a fast food chain. It's a powerful lesson about resilience, self-belief, and the idea that it's never too late. His life was defined by failure right up until his mid-60s, but he didn't let those failures define his future. He didn't let his age become an excuse. Instead of seeing his Social Security check as the end, he saw it as the seed money for a new beginning. He took what he had, a recipe, and a whole lot of grit, and turned it into a global phenomenon. So, next time you feel like you're too old to start something new, or that you failed too many times to try again, think of the colonel. Think of that 65-year-old man, sleeping in his car, facing rejection after rejection, all because he believed in his dream. His journey reminds us that success doesn't have an age limit, and failure is only final if you let it be. Your next chapter could be your greatest one yet, no matter when you start writing it. Thank you so much for watching today. If this story inspired you, please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more stories like this one. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'll see you in the next video.